Should I turn on the game?
Missing all these conversations. Okay, Jeff is about to speak over the YouTube link, and I'm going to allow you to tell me whether or not that works.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Just a quick reminder to please put your team names onto the scoreboard. There should be a link, and you can input your scores there. We should be ready to start in about a minute, so I'll go over the rules then. Good luck to everyone. That's very loud. I'm going to kill the volume from here.
I'm also on the stream. I'm on the stream. I have so many windows open. It's like thrashing the poor thing. Chris is a vase, you vase, a fantastic three. That's so smart on others. So as of right now, I see a total of 3 different team names on that spreadsheet. I'm assuming there's more.
All right. Good evening again, everyone. Thanks so much for coming out tonight. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So, I'm going to go over the way it's going to work in a second. But first, I will say that for each round, actually for 4 of the rounds, we're going to have a prize. We won't have one for the picks round because you don't need a prize for the picks round. Exactly. It's a prize in itself. Caitlin Ryan, who helped put this evening together, has very kindly offered to do some baking for the winner of each round. So we can set that up if you manage to win a round. It's an excellent prize, to be honest. So the way that it's going to work for trivia tonight, there are 5 rounds, and there's going to be 10 questions per round. At the end of each round, we will take up the questions, and then you can put your scores into the score sheet. If you have not done so already, please get a link to the score sheet so that you can keep track of your scores. The winner of the whole night will get the prize of having their names put onto the Wall of Champions, a list so exclusive that only 2 teams have won so far in our 3 trivia nights. There was a repeat winner, the Quizzards of Oz, who have won the last 2 times. So maybe someone can knock them off tonight. I know that a team named the Krillagis Elite, or some form of that name, seems to come second place every year. For those of you who watch the NFL, they're kind of like the Bills of the 90s, so they never quite make it. Also, we would really appreciate, I believe we suggested a $10 donation. I think that on the slideshow, there will be some information about where you can go to donate. So if you cannot contribute, there's no worries, but if you can, that's great. I will talk a little bit about the program that I do in the middle of the evening. So, aside from that, just basic rules for trivia. Don't be going on the internet to check answers or going on your phone. Play the game fairly, you know? So that's about it. I think that we can start with round 1 now. And the category for round 1 is athletes and artists. So I heard from the Quizzers of Oz that Pruffle was their sports guy. And I have my doubts, so I wanted to make sure to include some sports in this round. So we're going to have athletes and artists. Question number 1. The founder of the Fenty clothing line, this artist declined to perform at the 2020 Super Bowl in support of Colin Kaepernick. Okay, question number 2. Surfing USA. This group that was formed in California in the 1960s tried to reflect a certain form of California teenage lifestyle in their music. Question number 3. This famous composer, who grew up in Salzburg in the 1700s, allegedly wrote his first musical composition at the age of 5. Question number 4. This NBA player became the first person since Oscar Robertson to average a triple-double in a season. For those of you who aren't experts in basketball statistics, this means that the player averages over 10 points, over 10 assists, and over 10 rebounds per game. So this was the first player since Oscar Robertson to average a triple-double for the whole season. Next question. Despite winning a Grammy, an MTV Music Video Award, and 13 BET Hip Hop Awards, apparently they don't want this DJ to win, so he's going to win more. Question number 6. Trailing only Margaret Court, this tennis legend has the next most singles major titles in women's tennis. That's why I needed to phrase the question this way. Since 2008, this person is the only one not named Ronaldo or Messi to win the men's Ballon d'Or. I apologize for my French accent, but it's basically an award for the soccer player of the year. So this is the only person who wasn't Ronaldo or Messi to win the men's soccer player of the year award. Question number 8. This soccer player is the all-time leader for international goals scored for men or women with 188 career goals. I'm realizing now that, I was kind of hoping to foil Pruffle and the Wizards of Oz, but soccer is the one sport that Pruffle, I think, definitely knows about. And we've had multiple questions, so we'll see how this works out. I know. Okay, question number 9. Name one of the 2 players who shares the record for most tries in the Rugby World Cup. This is overall, not just one tournament. The most tries in the history of the Rugby World Cup. James says he knows one famous rugby player. We'll see if that works out for him. Question number 10, the final question of the round. With hits such as I Want to Dance with Somebody, this artist sold more physical singles than any other female solo artist in history. Made that just a question. I was like, I switched it up. It needs some more balance. Okay, I'm going to assume that was enough time for that question. I will give you guys 10 seconds to just overview your answers for the round, and then we're going to take up the questions or the answers. Okay, I hope everyone is happy with their answers, at least for now. So number one, the founder of the Fenty clothing line, this artist declined to perform at the 2020 Super Bowl in support of Colin Kaepernick. This artist is Rihanna. At this rate, I'm not sure what's going to happen first. Rihanna's new album gets released, or they finish the Eglinton LRT. As much as I like Rihanna's music, I think I'm hoping for the LRT, though. I live near Eglinton West. This is why. Number two, this group that was formed in California in the 1960s tried to reflect a certain form of California teenage lifestyle. They are the Beach Boys, and in what may be grasped from the group's name, the group was sometimes criticized for a lack of edginess. Number three, this famous composer who grew up in Salzburg in the 1700s allegedly wrote his first musical composition by the age of 5. This composer is Mozart, and an elder colleague once wrote, "Posterity will not see such a talent again for 100 years." I'm not an expert in classical music, so maybe you could let us know if this was an accurate prediction or not. Number four, this NBA player became the first person since Oscar Robertson to average a triple-double. It is Russell Westbrook. The NBA had a bubble during COVID where all the players stayed at the same hotel. And apparently Russell Westbrook left his room immaculately clean and still left a massive tip for the cleaning people. So shout out to Russell Westbrook. Next question. Despite winning a Grammy and a bunch of other awards that I'm not going to go through, they don't want this DJ to win, but he's going to win more. It is DJ Khaled. After going to the doctor for a bald spot on his beard, the doctor told him he was suffering from success. Judging from his performance at the NBA All-Star Game, I'd think that his beard is doing a lot better. Number 6. Trailing only Margaret Court, this tennis legend has the second most singles major titles in women's tennis history. It is Serena Williams. In addition to her singles titles, she has also competed with her sister Venus in 14 doubles majors finals, and they are 14-0. The next question. Since 2008, this person is the only one not named Ronaldo or Messi to win the men's Ballon d'Or. It is Luka Modric. The first non-European to win the Ballon d'Or was actually George Weha, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name properly, but he has actually been the president of Liberia since 2018. So I think Luka Modric is from Croatia, so we'll see if he can make the leap. Number 8. This soccer player is the all-time leader for international goals scored for men or women with 188 goals. It is Christine Sinclair. She was a member of the Canadian women's team that won gold at the Olympics this past summer. Number 9. Name one of the 2 players who shares the record for most tries in the Rugby World Cup. And I believe that James got this correct based on the one rugby player he knows. The answers are Jonah Lomu and Brian Habana. Lomo accomplished the feat in just 2 tournaments, while Habana played in 3 World Cups. Number 10, the last one of the round. With hits such as I Want to Dance with Somebody, this artist sold more physical singles than any other female solo artist in history. It is Whitney Houston. She once starred in a movie called The Preacher's Wife with Denzel Washington. For those interested, I have not seen the movie, but I do not believe Denzel Washington was the preacher. He was a different character. So please put your scores onto the scoreboard, and we will see if a tiebreaker question is necessary.
I dropped the 2 soccer ones. And what's the first one? Oh yeah, I didn't know the Rihanna one. And I got the Khaled one from context.
The real tip was the Fenty thing for your
Yeah, I just didn't know that. But I didn't know that she refused to perform. That's pretty cool. Ooh, oh yo, there's 3 8s. 3 8s apparently. Yo, the Quizmaster. Wow, shot. Hey, yo, the Quizmaster did worse than me. Be sure to point that out. That's all the scores, though, eh?
That was quick.
Yeah, you can announce it. So, how are we gonna do the tiebreaker? Like, how are we gonna send it in?
That's a good question. Maybe text you or you? I don't know.
We can. It's just my phone's there.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe text
we
me.
should do though. It should work. I just wrote that screenshot down.
Okay, so we were very impressed by how quickly the scores came in, so thank you very much for doing that. James did want me to point out that he single-handedly outscored the Quizzards of Oz, the 2-time defending champions, by 1 point, although he did miss both the soccer questions, apparently, so it's too bad. So, James, what were the 3 teams that had 8 for the round? The Fantastic 3. Huge Plants. And Boom Go the Boomers. The 3 of you will be able to enter the tiebreaker question. And the question is this. Despite being the 2nd most streamed Spotify artist from the GTA, The Weeknd is still the 4th most streamed artist in the world. How many streams would The Weeknd need to close the gap on Drake? You can take about a minute, and then we're trying to work out the best way to send in the... Yeah, I guess just send me a message or an email or something like that. If you don't have my contact information, maybe, I don't know, send it to someone who does and they can forward it to me. Just try to send me some type of message about what your answer is. that? Okay, Daniel sent me one. James is also, he can possibly jump into the breakout rooms to also get your answer from you. I think I got at least one answer in. Okay, thank you for sending in your scores. I think that some of you may have underestimated how popular Drake is. So, yes, we do know you're not cheating though, as James pointed out. So I'm gonna read out what the guesses were. So Sarah's team guessed 10 million more streams. Daniel's team, Huge Plants, guessed 25 million more streams. And Laura's Boom Go the Boomers team says her team was torn, but guessed a very specific 312 million streams. So the thing is that The Weeknd would need 15.2 billion streams to catch Drake. It is a huge gap that, and Drake's really sitting on top. So I suppose that Laura's team won, despite being approximately 15 billion off. So congratulations to Laura's team. You guys win the prize for that round. So we can connect about that later. I'm just gonna give you guys. I'm gonna give you guys about 10 seconds, and then we'll start round two. Okay, round two. James, on the computer, this is the miscellaneous round. Excellent. So the category for round two is miscellaneous. So some of these questions might be a bit different because the more you have to think about a certain event and stuff like that. So we'll see how this round goes. Question number one. This American has the most Twitter followers in the world. I will give a bit more time for you all to discuss. Okay. Question number two. In the Olympic logo, what is the color of the ring on the top left of the top row? Now, I believe on this slide I have an arrow pointing out which ring I mean, because I know some people might come out later and say, oh, I thought you meant this other ring. No, very specifically that ring right there. So I thought of top left as if like it was looking at us. Yes, it is the one the arrow is pointing at. That's why I included the arrow, just to try to eliminate confusion. I mean, you definitely knew which one I meant. There's an arrow. Question number 3. As reported by CNBC, the top-selling automaker in America in 2021 was which company? Question number 4. In 1968, Jim Hines was the first person to accomplish this athletic feat. Okay, next question. So Netflix rates shows based on number of hours watched in the first 28 days that it was released. Which show ranks the highest all time on this list? So most hours watched within the first 28 days that it was released on Netflix. I'll give you a bit more time to discuss as you review what you've seen on Netflix. Okay, question number 6. This car, which is regarded as the first affordable car that the Ford Motor Company made available to the public, was actually still ranked 8th on the most sold car in history list as of 2012. So the first affordable car that the Ford Motor Company made available to the public. Next question. Ranked by peak concurrent players, this was the highest played video game in 2021. Question number 8. This was the country most visited by tourists in 2019. Question number 9. This video that was uploaded in 2012 became the first YouTube video to exceed 1 billion views. So it's a YouTube video from 2012, and it was the first to exceed 1 billion views. Question number 10, the last question of the round. And I apologize if this maybe isn't worded the best way, but I believe you'll know what I'm getting at. What is the only edible food that never goes bad? We're basically looking for a food that has a reputation of not going bad. Okay, I'm going to give you 10 more seconds to just review all your answers for the round, and then we will take up the answers. Okay, question number 1. This American has the most Twitter followers in the world. It is Barack Obama. His 130 million followers give him a 16 million follower lead over second place. Number 2, in the Olympic logo, what is the color of the ring on the left of the top row, or the ring the arrow is pointing at? The color is red. And the rings represent the continents of the world and also claim to represent the colors that are most commonly in the flags of the world. Number 3, as reported by CNBC, the top-selling automaker in America in 2021 was which company? It was Toyota, and it was the first time since 1931 that GM was not the best-selling car company in the U.S. Number 4. In 1968, Jim Hines was the first person to accomplish this athletic feat. The feat was to run a sub 10-second 100 meters. Hines ran a time of 9.95 at the 1968 Olympics. He also managed to get drafted into the NFL, but unfortunately his nickname was Oops. Next question. Netflix rates shows based on number of hours watched in the first 28 days that it was released. Which show ranks highest all time on this list? The answer is Squid Game. It was watched for 1.65 billion hours, which is more than twice the second ranked show. I can't remember what the second ranked show was. Number 6, this car, regarded as the first affordable car that the Ford Motor Company made available to the public. It is the Ford Model T. Apparently, they did start at Model A, so it took them a while to get it right. We're looking for letters, not numbers. And if it was a number, it'd be way more than 3. Okay. Ranked by peak concurrent players, this was the highest played video game in 2021. The answer is Fortnite. Its peak number was 12.3 million players. That is James' first correct answer of the round. Again, I thought this round might be a bit more difficult because it's just kind of like obscure answers that you kind of discuss and maybe arrive at. So don't be discouraged. Question number 8. This was the country most visited by tourists in 2019. The answer is France. It had over 90 million tourists. A lot of people think kind of the proximity to other European countries and stuff sort of lends to that. Number 9, this video that was uploaded in 2012 became the first YouTube video to reach 1 billion views. It is Gangnam Style by Psy. The current leader in views, the Baby Shark video, recently passed 10 billion views in January of this year. Number 10, and the last one of the round, what is a food that never goes bad? The answer that we were looking for is honey. Apparently, its long shelf life is attributed to an enzyme found in the stomach of bees, and that's as much science as I would like to go into. So please post your scores on the scoreboard, and we will see if a tiebreaker question is necessary.
Fantastic three. Yo, is that your parents? Oh, it might be. Oh, yeah, because that's Donna and Dale and Emily. That makes more sense. They're still very new, though. Okay, so it looks like the Fantastic Three just won the tiebreaker. Yeah. Wow. It's pretty close.
So the scores are in, and it looks like the Fantastic Three have won that round outright with a score of 8, which is very impressive for that round, to be honest. You more than doubled James' score that round. I don't know if that makes you feel good. So I guess the tiebreaker question is not necessary, so we can skip over that. Our next round is the picture round, for which there is no prize. But I encourage you to still try your best in this round. Just 1 second.
Sorry, did someone say something?
Sorry about that. Sorry, did people want to know what the tiebreaker question was?
You changed your score?
Sorry, just give us 1 second to sort out a scoring issue.
Apparently they put their score in wrong, and so they got 7 rather than. So there's two teams of 7 now. So Huge Plants and Fantastic Three have to do the tiebreaker question.
Okay, apparently there was actually a bit of a scoring error. So apparently the Fantastic Three have not won the round outright, but they still managed to more than double James' score. So the Fantastic Three and Huge Plants, did you say? And Huge Plants, the tiebreaker question will be necessary. Sorry, just let me turn back to that right now. Yes, the tiebreaker question is, YouTube ranks 11th in most Twitter followers. How many Twitter followers do they have? So, James, are you going to drop into their breakout rooms? Okay. Or just send me a message again with your answer. You have about a minute. Thank you. Okay, the answers for the tiebreaker question are in big plants. That's Daniel's team. Huge. I'm sorry. Huge plants. They have guessed 90 million, and the Fantastic Three have guessed 3.4 million. The correct answer is 74.3 million. So huge plants ends up winning the tiebreaker and winning the round. I'm just going to give you guys a few seconds before we start the next round. Okay, I think it's time to start round three. So the categories for this round are cartoon characters or comic book characters or something like that. Just you'll see the pictures, and if you know who it is and you name them, you can get a point. In the past, we have given a half point if you can identify what movie they're from or something. We're not doing that this time. You know it or you don't. Okay, so it's 1 point if you know it, 0 points if you don't. Okay, James, could you put up picture number 1? Okay, let's go to picture number 2. I really hope I put up the correct picture of this person. So I'm sort of assuming we can go through this round quickly. So maybe we could go to number 3. Let's go to question number 4. Let's go to the next one. Okay, let's go to number 6. You know that one? It seems as though James doesn't appreciate the efforts of my Google search for high quality images. But I think we could go to the next one. Listen, that's more things to type. The people know what they're looking for. Let's go to number 8. And number 9. wait till you find out actually. Man, that's... And let's go to number 10. Okay, I think we can take up the questions for the round now. Number 1, it is the Wile E. Coyote. Despite his amazing artistic ability, which is really undersold, and his cunning mind, he struggles to catch the Roadrunner. Also, I think it would be wise to never trust a company like the Wile E. Coyote trusts the Acme Corporation. Number 2, this is Dr. Doom. Apparently, the Doctor's only real weakness is his arrogance. From what I read, he has even gone so far as to save his rivals from their enemies because he wants to be the one to destroy them. Again, I don't know if any of this is true. I don't really watch comic book movies, so you can tell me if something's different. Apparently, Doctor Doom is awesome. I don't know. We'll see. Number 3, this is Wilma Flintstone. According to an overview of her character, she has been known to knock out crooks with her stone purse, which seems like a very heavy accessory to carry. Number 4, this is Penny Proud. Once, while competing for the last spot on the cheerleading team, Penny saved her rival, and I'm going to read this to make sure I get it right, as the stage got converted into a giant CD. It's from the Proud Family. That's the show. But yes, maybe someone could tell me how that works out. But the stage was turning into a giant CD, and she had to save her rival, and didn't end up making the cheerleading team because of it. So it's a very selfless act. Someone we could all aspire to be. Next one. This is Princess Fiona. Apparently in Shrek 3, which I'm not sure if I've seen or not, Fiona teaches the classic princesses not to wait for princes to save them, which is actually a pretty exciting message, so good for Fiona. Number 6. This is Francine Frensky. Fran isn't good enough. You need to know her name's Francine. Also, you said Francesca, James. That's not even close. So Francine is talented at singing and at playing the drums, but she's unable to do them both at the same time. Next one. This is Rocket Raccoon. In his bio, it says that Rocket possesses the normal attributes of an Earth raccoon, including speed, which I don't know. Has anyone seen raccoons run fast? I was just kind of perplexed. Number 8, Marvin the Martian. Research indicates that Marvin is over 2,000 years old. I think his deal is he wants to destroy the Earth because he wants a better view of Venus or something like that. Anyways, he's been trying to do it for a long time, so he's very persistent. Number 9, Tigger. Does Tigger regularly speak in third person, or is he referring to like a species when he says like Tiggers don't do this or something? Just
He's the only one.
oh, okay. Okay. He's the only one. Okay, so he is talking in third person. Well, that's too bad.
That's pretty lonely.
Yeah. Okay. Number 10. This is Sally Brown. I didn't discover that much about Sally, except that she doesn't like school. Also, as a side note, she is Charlie Brown's sister. So please put your scores on the scoreboard, and we'll see if a tiebreaker question is necessary. Okay, thank you for submitting the scores. Congratulations to the Quizzards of Oz, who are making a move to retain their title, and also congratulations on winning the round where there's no prize. Although Caitlin's the one who's giving out the prize, so yeah, I guess she can just do whatever she wants. Yeah, so the Quizzes of Oz actually had a perfect score in that round, so congratulations. I think James is just going to give us a score update of the top 3 teams. Okay, so in third place are Boom Go the Boomers and D Deck with how many points, James? 22? Okay, it's a good score. The Fantastic Three are at 23 points in second place. Huge Plants have 24 in first place, so they have a 1-point lead on the Fantastic Three and a 3-point lead on 2 other teams. So very close. Great job, everyone. Before we start the next round, I'm just going to give a very quick update about the Community Youth and Young Adults program, which is where the proceeds for tonight are going. I'm actually going to be sending out a newsletter soon that should also include a link to an interview of some of the students that I had working with me in the summer on various projects. So look out for that so that you can hear right from them rather than listening to me. So since that's the update for the summer, I'm just going to update you a bit about what we've been doing during the school year. One of the programs we've been doing, which has been really exciting, is that we've had a couple of the young adults lead a basketball program for some grade 8 and grade 9 students from Willow Tree. And it's been really exciting because some of the kids that have been coming out to that program, I haven't seen as much in the years prior since I focus on high school and young adults now. So it's been great to see them again. And the young adults have done a really good job leading the program. And it's really fun to watch the students play as well, because when they play, the games are like life or death, but they're all friendly afterwards, and it's fun. So it's a really good experience. We've also had a few students working with a couple of volunteers on a mural, which we just started painting yesterday, actually. So we're excited for that. The idea of the mural is just kind of focused on inclusivity. So it's been an exciting project and good to connect about stuff. And the last major thing we've been doing during the school year is I've had an opportunity to go with a couple of youth to Adam House to do some activities with some of the children there about once a month, which has been a really exciting experience as well. So thank you so much for your continued support. If you want more information, feel free to message me or let me know, and I'd be happy to let you know more about it. Oh. James is trying to put up a slide, maybe? Oh, never mind. That's okay. We're not going to risk stressing out the computer. That's okay. Are we ready for the next round then? Okay. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to give you about 30 seconds to talk amongst yourselves while we just sort this thing out, and then we'll start round 4. All right, time for round 4, which I believe this is the famous geography round, or something. I don't know. It's just notable geography, really. So basically, this could be like a natural landmark or a building or something. It's just, you know what? When I went to York, they had this thing about how geography just relates to everything. So really, this round could be anything. It's a glorified miscellaneous round. Okay, number one. This desert along the Pacific coast of South America is considered the driest non-polar desert on Earth.
I took history, man. I do geography. This is gonna be a rough round.
Number two, this mountain, the second tallest on Earth, is located along the Pakistan-China border. Number three, this famous bridge is currently undergoing seismic retrofitting because of its proximity to the San Andreas Fault.
I know two bridges. One is the London Bridge. So pretty cool.
You must know more bridges than that.
Ace is Sydney, the Sydney Harbour Bridge. That's pretty significant. I mean,
There's multiple bridges in London, first of all.
yeah, I mean the Millennium Bridge, the Woodley Bridge, called London Bridge. Any other ones? I mean, probably.
Number four, in 1996, the Toronto Raptors handed the 72-win Bulls one of their 10 losses on the season in this building. Still enjoyable. The Toronto memory. Next question. With many cities, including Wuhan, Nanjing, and Shanghai located along it, this river is the longest river in Asia. The most jokes entrance music I heard was like when the Spurs were on the road, teams would play like the Darth Vader music, and it was just so fitting because it was like that was their energy. Okay, number 6. This dormant volcano is the highest freestanding mountain above sea level. Next. This ancient building is still the largest amphitheater in the world today. Number 8. This river, which is the deepest recorded river in the world, crosses the equator twice. Number 9. Of the member states of the EU, which country shares the most borders with other countries? I'll give a bit more time for you to think about the map of Europe. Number 10. This is the largest ocean in the world. Okay, I'm going to give you about 10 more seconds just to review your answers from the round. Okay, number 1. This desert along the Pacific coast of South America is considered the driest non-polar desert on Earth. It is the Atacama. There are places in the desert that rain has never been recorded, and most of the moisture present actually comes from fog. Number 2, this mountain, the second tallest on Earth, is along the Pakistan-China border. The mountain is K2. And despite Mount Everest being the tallest mountain in the world, apparently the mountain climbing community often views K2 as the most difficult to summit because it has a very steep terrain and has a propensity for inclement weather. Number 3, this famous bridge is currently undergoing seismic retrofitting because of its proximity to the San Andreas Fault. It is the Golden Gate Bridge. The lead engineer, Joseph Strauss, got the position by responding to a general call to bridge engineers. They were basically asking whether a bridge spanning a section of San Francisco Bay could be built for a reasonable price. And interestingly, Joseph Strauss' area of expertise was actually drawbridges, but I guess things worked out with the Golden Gate Bridge, so it's okay. Number 4. In 1996, the Toronto Raptors handed the 72-win Bulls one of their 10 losses on the season in this building. It is the Sky Dome. I will accept Rogers Center as well. The building was the first major sports stadium in North America with a functional, fully retractable roof. And I can tell you that the 2 highest attended events in Sky Dome's history are the WWE's WrestleMania and the Billy Graham Mission Ontario Youth Rally. I would love to know how many people attended both events. It seems like an interesting crossover some people did. James asked me which one I would rather go to, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it would be WWE WrestleMania. If Mayu's watching this, he's going to give me a hard time. James says it's one of the best WrestleManias of all time. I won't follow up on that. Next one. With many cities, including Wuhan, Nanjing, and Shanghai located along it, this river is the longest river in Asia. I'm very sorry if I mispronounced this. It is the Yangtze River, Yangtze River. Until 1957, there was actually no bridges crossing the river, so travelers would have to cross the river by ferry, which made, this traveling a lot more difficult. Number 6, this dormant volcano is the highest freestanding mountain above sea level. It is Mount Kilimanjaro. Apparently, mountain running exists. The current record from Mweka Gate to the top, which is over 3 kilometers, remember going up, the record is 4 hours and 56 minutes. So if any of you are into that type of thing, maybe when COVID's done, you could try and best that time. Next, this ancient building is still the largest amphitheater in the world today. It is the Coliseum in Rome. The Coliseum has actually become an international symbol against the use of capital punishment. And as a gesture, local authorities actually changed the color of the Coliseum's nighttime illumination from white to gold whenever a person condemned to death anywhere in the world gets their sentence commuted or is released. Number 8. This river, which is the deepest recorded river in the world, crosses the equator twice. It is the Congo River. Scientists have calculated that the entire Congo basin accounts for 13% of global hydropower potential. And this would actually provide sufficient power for all of sub-Saharan Africa's electricity needs if they were to harness it. But there are also some concerns about how that would affect the fish population and stuff like that. But it's an interesting area of research and maybe progress. Number 9. Of all of the member states of the EU, which country shares the most borders with other countries? The answer is Germany, which shares 9 borders. And please don't look up which ones right now. Number 10. This is the largest ocean in the world. It is the Pacific Ocean. Apparently, all of the world's continents could fit in the Pacific Basin. So please put your scores onto the score sheet, and we will see if a tiebreaker question is necessary. Okay, congratulations to Huge Plants, who won that round with a score of 8, which I think is really an excellent score for that round. James, could you give me a quick score update again? So Boom Go the Boomers, Fantastic 3, and D-Deck have 28. Huge Plants have 32. So going to the last round, Huge Plants have a huge lead. We'll see if they are able to maintain it. The Quizzes of Odds has 27. It's going to be tough to make up all those points this round. We might have a new champion, but we'll see. Unfortunately, or maybe, I don't know if it's unfortunate, I thought that would be an interesting tiebreaker question. But maybe we could use that some other time. I don't know. It was basically to name the 9 countries that Germany shares a border with. So if you want to do that for fun, if that is fun, you could go ahead. Okay. So for the last category of the night, I think you guys know I love this category because I've done it multiple times now. I don't think quite every time, but definitely most of them. The category is animals. So I think we can start. Number 1. After being introduced to Australia in the 1800s, this omnivorous and sometimes regarded as carnivorous, I read different things, but this mammal now lives on every continent except for Antarctica. Okay, question number 2. This wow. This cosmopolitan, anyways, we're, cosmopolitan, there we go. Anyways, this bird of prey is the fastest in the world. Number 3. This nocturnal mammal is not well adapted for quadrupedal locomotion and cannot swim. Therefore, it must rely more heavily on another ability to move and escape predators. Number 4. This highly social animal, which unfortunately are threatened due to habitat fragmentation, are the largest wild canine in Africa. Next question. This mammal, which can live in freshwater or saltwater, hunts in packs. Number 6. This resident of the Boreal forest and Alpine tundra has a documented ability to kill prey many times larger than itself. Next. This is the most abundant big game species in East Africa. Number 8. This herbivore, which can weigh up to 270 kilograms, can laugh, make tools, and think about the past and future. Number 9. This is the largest animal in the world. Number 10. This generalist hyper-carnivore uses teamwork and excellent night vision for hunting success. When necessary, they will also use their size to steal kills from competitors. Okay, I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to review your answers for the round. Okay. Number 1. After being introduced to Australia in the 1800s, this mammal now lives on every continent except for Antarctica. It is the fox. Red fox's presence in Australia has actually made it onto the world's 100 worst invasive species list, as it has been harmful to native animal populations. Number 2, this cosmopolitan bird of prey is the fastest in the world. It is the Peregrine Falcon. They can reach speeds over 320 kilometers an hour when diving, and they are found almost everywhere on Earth, except for extreme polar regions and apparently New Zealand. So I don't know what's wrong with New Zealand or what's going on there, but apparently they don't like it. Yeah. Number 3, this nocturnal mammal is not well adapted for quadrupedal locomotion and cannot swim. Therefore, it must rely more heavily on another ability to move and escape predators. It is the flying squirrel. I highly recommend checking out some videos of flying squirrels. They are very entertaining animals. Number 4, this highly social animal, which unfortunately are threatened due to habitat fragmentation, are the largest wild canine in Africa. It is the African wild dog. So actually, elephants eating leaves in the Miombo forest and reshaping it actually makes it an ideal hunting ground for wild dogs. So it's kind of interesting the way nature works and how these animals help one another out with maybe without realizing it.
Yo, I read this has the largest canines. So I was like, it's the lion.
Yeah, well, James apparently thought it was a lion. This is why you need to read questions properly. Okay. This mammal, which can live in freshwater or saltwater, hunts in packs. It is the dolphin. Yes. Also, for the record, killer whales are actually a type of dolphin. Number 6. This resident of the Boreal forest and Alpine tundra has a documented ability to kill prey many times larger than itself. It is the Wolverine. Wolverines are about the size of a medium-sized dog, apparently, but they have been known to kill adult deer. And so they're actually primarily scavengers, though, and apparently they will sometimes follow a wolf pack and just finish what's left over, I guess. Next. This is the most abundant big game species in East Africa. It is the wildebeest. They actually often graze with zebras for heightened awareness of predators, and they're also alert to signals from other animals, such as calls from baboons. Number 8, this herbivore, which can weigh up to 270 kilograms, can laugh, make tools, and think about the past and future. It is the gorilla. Gorillas are clearly very intelligent, and gorillas in captivity have actually even been taught some sign language. That's what it said. Number 9, this is the largest animal in the world. It is the blue whale. Apparently, it can reach a maximum confirmed length of 29.9 meters and weigh up to 199 metric tons. So normal TTC buses are 12 meters long, and the extended ones that we see are 18 meters long. So if you put both of those together, that's approximately the length of a blue whale. Number 10, the last one. This generalist hypercarnivore uses teamwork and excellent night vision for hunting success. When necessary, they will also use their size to steal kills from competitors. They are lions. When in a pride, females are the primary hunters, but when male lions work together, it is referred to as a coalition. So, please put your scores on the scoreboard, and we'll see if the tiebreaker question is necessary. Over 70% meat in their diet, I think, something like that. What else did it eat? I feel it's like protein. It might be, but it's still heavy.
Yo, you see how these people are waiting? Alright, they can't get until 7, but huge plants is still chilling out. Yeah, they go. I got 4. Because I didn't know this was really vegetarian. And I thought Fox would have been right now. Be that kind of rough. We'll walk around there and see it.
So just let me know the full score.
Yeah, you want the full score?
Just in a second. I'm going to do the round first. Okay, so congratulations to the Fantastic Three for winning that round with a score of 8, which was very well done. Very well done. We also are going to provide an updated overall score list and announce the winner of the trivia night. So, James, who was third place?
In third place, we have
The Quizzards of Oz. A bit of a fall from the top, but they still managed third place with a score of, what was the score, James? 34. In second place,
36 was
the Fantastic Three with 36 points came in second place. And the winner, Huge Plants had 38 points, so congratulations to them. They will get their names on the Wall of Champions, or I don't even know what they're going to be called on there. But yes, thank you so much to everyone for coming out tonight. I hope it was a good time. And thanks to James for doing all the tech, and for Caitlin for doing so much work setting it up and providing the prizes. Thank you so much for that. We can connect more about when you will get the prizes coming up. But yeah, thank you so much for coming out tonight, and have a great night.